Hello, I'm Alison David. I work at Farshore. We're a children's book publisher. We're part of HarperCollins. We are passionate about getting children to enjoy reading. And so over the last 10 years or so, we've been researching, working with families, trying to understand what might put children off, what the barriers are to reading, and finding ways to overcome those barriers and to make that happen, to make reading happen. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of what we know, and I really hope it's useful to you. And this question is about what to do when your child doesn't want to read at home. What do you do when they can read but they just don't want to do it? It's very difficult to know what to do for the best, and it can be very tempting and a whole lot easier to just go along with it. After all, reading's being done at school, it's homework, so it's covered off, isn't it? But really we do need to keep encouraging our children to read outside school and outside of reading homework, reading for pleasure, because the benefits to them are absolutely huge. So it's not widely known, but reading for pleasure, so as I say, not reading because they have to do it for school, but reading because they're choosing to do it for fun, that has a greater impact on a child's academic achievements in all subjects than anything else, including parents' education level, household income, where they live, family background, anything you could think of. It's an absolutely brilliant way, therefore, to help your child achieve the best, be the best that they can be. And the great thing about it is it's not an exclusive club. Reading for pleasure is available and open to absolutely everyone. So that's the theory. But how to do it, how to get a child to read for pleasure of their own free will? Well, as you can imagine, it's a case of encouraging and not forcing. The start point, I think, is that many children say that they can't find anything to read that interests them, but there really is something for everyone, and it's a case of finding it. So this is where we come in. We need to try and help them find exciting, engaging things that they're going to want to read for fun. Nonfiction appeals to lots of children who seem to be reluctant to read, and that could be about their passion, whether it's football or fashion or gaming or films. There are amazing audiobooks to listen to, there's magazines, there's graphic novels. All reading's good reading. The variety of fiction is astonishing. Did you know that there are more than 30,000 children's fiction authors? So obviously when we go to the library, the bookshop, we have a look online, we can begin to see the variety. So I think it's a case of trying to sort of expose your child to the variety, but it's very important also to let your child make their own choices, because I think it becomes very motivating for them if they feel in control and they've chosen what they want to read, not having it forced upon them. Make great use of teachers. They have enormous knowledge of books. So I'm from Farshore. There are loads and loads of books, but just to give you an example, if you've got a junior reader, if you like, someone who can read now, but it's just kind of starting out, something like this is very accessible. It's not sort of off-putting, you can see hopefully. So junior novels like that. I talked about feeding their passion. Minecraft is a passion for many children. So graphic novels are certainly much more appealing to some children. They're not great for sort of big tracts of text. So that's Great Expectations in graphic form. We've got old favourites like Tintin, as you probably remember them yourself, but they're so engaging. Humour's always great. Mr. Gum is a very funny book. Then we've got fantasy. Land of Raw series is wonderful. Mysteries, Lizzie and Bell Mystery. It's just a tiny number of to show you, but I hope you get the idea. There is so much choice, so we can help our children find them. Beyond finding something interesting, we know that the most effective way to encourage a child to read for pleasure is to read aloud to them, just for fun. So it enthuses them, it motivates them, and as a result they begin to read independently. Countless research studies have shown this, and families I've worked with. When children are read to, they also read themselves. So you may well have stopped reading to your child, but you can start again. Children are never too old to be read to. And as an extreme example of this, you might be very surprised to know a quarter of 14 to 15-year-olds say they'd like to be read to by their parents. So you could try making a reading promise, something like, I promise I'll read to you every day, just for fun, anything you like, and it'll be our special time together. And we've worked with lots of families, as I say, and found that children absolutely delight in this. When they know it's not a one-off and that they're going to have your undivided attention every day, a special time together, it works every time. And it's because reading aloud to a child completely changes the atmosphere around reading. It makes it a huge treat for them. So I really urge you to give it a try. It will be a treat for you too. It's a wonderful time of day, you know, to spend time cuddled up with your child and being nice and close. It's amazingly powerful in motivating them to read themselves as well. So hope you give it a go, and thanks very much for listening.